On this particular day, I tend to stay in bed and I don't go online. But everybody else, I guess you included, is anticipating Black Friday because of potential great deals and savings. But I'm also told you don't necessarily have to go in the red as far as this process is concerned. So in an effort to try and get us all ready for the Day of Bargains, Derek Cikes is with us, Commercial Director at an organisation called Payflex, to give consumers some advice on how to maximise shopping and minimise overspending on Black Friday. Maximise shopping, minimise overspending. Pull the other one, Derek. Minimise overspending. Everyone's going to spend too much.
Absolutely, Jeremy. I mean, it's great to be here with you and your viewers. I think as we start, I think there's two things to start out with. One is Black Friday has become really popular over the sort of last 3-4 years.
It's not one day anymore, is it?
Well, I mean, that was the one thing that I did want to kind of raise is that, and I think that's the important thing here, because when Black Friday started, it was one day. And what the retailers found out very quickly is that one day became hordes of queues outside their stores, and it was almost insurmountable to deal with all the people going through and provide all the deals that they wanted to.
All chasing one television set.
Correct. And so things have started to change quite a bit, and it's become now a situation where there's a 2-3 week lead up in terms of that process that allows people to start seeing what specials are coming down the line.
All right, let's talk about the plan. So you say, first of all, it's a military operation.
Well,
so point one, okay, a plan of action. What is the plan of action?
So I think the reason for the plan of action, and you alluded to a little bit in your intro, is that South Africa is quite a debt-hungry as a whole. So 75% of the average household expenditure is spent on debt at the moment. So Black Friday...
Just repeat that, 75%?
75% of household income is spent on debt.
That's horrific.
It is. Yeah. So some of that's good debt, right? Some of that's paying back bonds or paying back property.
Sort of,
Well, no, I wouldn't consider cars as
a... You need a car, yeah.
Well, you need a car, but
we can argue about that some other time, yeah?
But the reality is that, so when Black Friday comes along and you don't have cash, where are you going to turn? You're going to turn to the credit card, or you're going to turn to personal loan. That's going to be the worst thing in the world for you, paying interest. So you're effectively undoing all the bargains you're getting by paying the interest on the product. So from our perspective, what you want to do is you want to go into Black Friday with a plan. First thing, let's remember, Christmas is coming around the corner. So going to Black Friday looking for things that you can use as Christmas gifts at the end of the day. Look for things that you need, not things that you want. You know, the things that you want often are the things that are going to get you into more trouble than anything else.
It's those things that you're suddenly seduced by an electric foot massager, and you say, I have to have one of these. Well, but it's not really that important.
That's exactly
unless you've got
true.
really sore feet.
That's exactly true. The other part to that is that what tends to happen is that if you find yourself at a retail store, you're going to be seduced by everything in that store because you saw the queues outside every other store as well. So now you're going to try and optimize where you are. So from our perspective, the advent of Black Friday online is actually quite good for consumers because you now are able to shop across a number of different platforms at the same time from the same seat. But that means you've got to have a plan. You've got to know what you want. You've got to know where to go. And to know where to go, you've got to pre-register for a lot of these sites. And then they'll send you teasers beforehand that'll let you know what specials are coming.
So you've got to have a plan, but most importantly, you've got to know how much you can spend.
Yeah.
Got to have a budget.
Budget's very important. The problem is, I think in South Africa, budgeting is probably the lowest thing on everybody's to-do list all the time. We've known Black Friday is coming for some time now, so spend the time now, ahead of next Friday, saying, well, what's in my budget? What am I planning to spend this month? What have I got available this month? What was I going to spend for Christmas this year? And spend that. Try not to spend more than that.
Derek Cikes, how do you factor out the madness, though? Because this is all good stuff, and this is what we should be doing. But let me tell you, you go to a shopping mall, and you see the queues, and you hear the noise, and you can hear you sense the hype, and all of a sudden, you just become this lemming over a cliff.
Well, the interesting thing is that neuroscientists will tell you that if you go into something and you fail to plan, you're planning to fail. And that plays out in your mind. So, you know, we talk about the two minds that exist. There's the spaceman brain and the caveman brain. If you go in without a plan, your caveman brain is going to take over, and every special you see, you're going to want to buy. If you've done a bit of pre-thinking, that's wired into you. So you'll be a little bit more rational. It sounds like hocus pocus, it sounds like kung fu, but the reality is that if you're going completely blind, you are going to be blind. But if you're going with a bit of a plan, you'll be better off.
All right, just very quickly, last question. Do we really get big bargains on this day, or is it just a lot of hype and hoopla?
No, you absolutely do get bargains, but they are a little bit of hook to get people into store to spend money. And the worst is that people are spending money on credit cards and they're spending money on personal loans. Try stay away from that. Use a payment solution like a Payflex or something like that, which gives you interest-free credit. Get in and make sure that you don't get suckered by the non-deals. Know what you're looking for.
All right, Derek Cikes, Commercial Director at Payflex. Thank you. I sense we're going to talk to you again during the course of the week, because Black Friday is on its way.